The Newsday continues here on One News Now. I'm Charles Lejano. The camp of presidential frontrunner Bongbong Marcos reveals two new names that they're eyeing to be included in his cabinet. Marcos Jr. spokesperson Attorney Vic Rodriguez says that they're in talks with former labor official Benny Laguesma to lead DOLE. They're also asking former DOLE Undersecretary Susan Ople to become the head of the Department of Migrant Workers. However, the two have not yet accepted the appointment offer.
Ito yung mga taong respetado sa larangan ng labor and employment na kanyang kinausap at tinanong kung nais maglingkod sa gobyerno sa ilalim ng pamahalaang Marcos. At sila naman ay very warm yung pagtanggap. They were honored.
The head of PPCRV took to social media to defend their role after allegations that they've become a rubber stamp for the COMELEC. Camille Samonte with the story.
Election watchdog PPCRV has defended its mandate in response to allegations that it was merely acting as a rubber stamp for the Commission on Elections. In a Facebook post, PPCRV chairperson Myla Villanueva explained that the PPCRV's task is to check against any transmission fraud with the election returns. As an accredited citizen arm, PPCRV receives the fourth copy of the pre-transmitted election returns that they use for the parallel vote count. Villanueva was responding to an open letter from an individual who identified himself as a volunteer encoder. The volunteer was disappointed that PPCRV volunteers were not encoding the actual ballot receipts but only the total written on the ERs. Said volunteer was the one who alleged the PPCRV was acting as a rubber stamp of the COMELEC. The PPCRV, however, explained that the watchdog is not mandated to conduct a random manual audit of ballots.
According po doon sa ating batas, that's Republic Act number 9369, ang accredited citizens arm po ay mabibigyan ng kopya ng fourth copy ng election return. Yun lamang po yung meron kami. Hindi po kami pwedeng kumuha ng balota dahil po yun ay isang election offense. Okay? Hindi po namin pwedeng basta-basta kunin ang balota.
The counting of individual ballots itself is done by NAMFREL and Lente through a random manual audit. The PPCRV has received around 62,752 ERs. Of that number, 46,447 have already been encoded. They also reported a 98.59% matching rate in the second batch of ERs that were validated. 355 ERs, meanwhile, will undergo revalidation due to clerical and typographical errors.
As we encode more returns, we expect more errors to come out, right? So errors in encoding or different types of errors. So hindi po surprising na dumadagdag yung numbers. A lot of the mistakes are clerical or brought about by tired eyes and fingers.
The encoding and validation of ERs are now simultaneously being done to remain on track with their schedule.
As long as we have ERs coming and we have resources, we will encode as much as possible. So we will finish what we can finish. Now, historically, hindi naman namin natatapos yung 100%, but we will try to encode as much as possible.
The PPCRV is eyeing to finish the parallel vote count on May 20. For News 5, Camille Samonte, We Are One News.
More stories after a quick break. Stay with us. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Charles Lejano. Poll watchers in Lumbatan, Lanao del Sur are looking to file a case against soldiers after an altercation on Election Day. Romel Lopez has the story.
This amateur video captured the heated confrontation between poll watchers of mayoral candidate Lumino Glao Jr. and soldiers in Lumbatan, Lanao del Sur last May 9 election day. Moments later, gunshots can be heard.
Sabay sa pagputok, itatakbo nila yung ballot box. Ayun, binuhat na. Di nagtagal na ho. Sa pilitan pong nailabas ang DCM, ang ballot box na idinaan dun sa bintana ng munisipyo.
Poll watchers prevented a military truck containing vote counting machines from leaving, but the military pushed through and disregarded the civilian resistance. In a press conference in Quezon City, some of the alleged victims of the incident faced the media to share their experiences.
Yung order from Comelec na i-transfer yung balota, pero iba yung ginawa nila sa amin. Hanggang ngayon, yung ulo ko ang sakit kasi pinapas nila, pati dito sa ano ko, napakat din nila. Yun yung masakit, yung wala kang boses, kasi walang tumutulong sa'yo. Akala namin, siyempre tutulungan nila kami kasi may anomalya kaming nakita sa ballot box na yon, yung mga box na black na pre-shaded na. So pagdating nung, I think mga 100 na sundalo, kinausap ko sila, sir. Kasi akala ko kakampi sila yung mga sundalo. Sabi ko, sir, tulungan niyo kami, ganito, ganito. Sabi nila, wala na yan. Dadalhin namin yan, order ng brigade ni Mayor.
The victims suspect that the military and some of the local election officers in the area colluded to steal the VCMs. That's why they will be filing administrative and criminal charges against the involved uniformed personnel and local election officers. Relatives are battling it out for the mayoral post as Lumino Glao Jr. challenged for election is Mayor Alan Lao. Members of the same family are also vying for the vice mayoral post. Despite the turmoil, the party of the incumbent mayor got re-elected. But the losing party believes vote in at least 6 barangays affected by the commotion should have been nullified.
We are not against a special election, but our fear is mainly to annul the election result in the 6 questionable barangay.
However, the COMELEC argued that the accusing party should execute a sworn statement that can form part of their ongoing investigation.
But what's clear about it, this is that there was an official order from the election officer given to the AFP to assist and secure the ballots as well as the ballot box and the VCM. Dahil the matter is under investigation po continuing po ito. Live po itong investigation namin dito.
For News 5, Romel Lopez. We are One News.
Here's a quick look at today's other top stories. Megaworld says they've received a supposed closure order from the Bureau of Internal Revenue. An attack agency earlier sent out an advisory regarding the shutdown order against the property developer. However, no further details about this issue were disclosed. Megaworld shares plunged in mid-afternoon trade following the release of the advisory, but managed to rebound at the close. President Duterte has signed a law setting a fixed term of 3 years for top military officials. RA 11709 covers the AFP Chief, Vice Chief of Staff, Deputy Chief of Staff, as well as the commanding generals of the Army, Air Force, and Navy. And Cebu Pacific has apologized to Vice President Leni Robredo over allegations that she caused flight diversions. One of their pilots made this allegation in a now viral post, which the airline says had no basis and was purely speculative. For more updates, visit News 5, the Philippine Star, and Business World online. Check out our website, onenews.ph, for more in-depth analysis. And you can also catch One News on Signal Play. Register for a free account at www.signalplay.com and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. Mask on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. I'm Charles Lejano. We are One News.